Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in here tonight at Krave Cornhole live on Facebook. We have Mickey Cook and Will throwing against Keith Wilkinson and Lee Edwards. This is, I think this might be the down and back. I'm not really sure. Don't hold me to that. We'll find out here in just a second. Yep, Keith just tried to airmail, so that right there showed me right there that they're just doing their down and back. All right, this right here don't need to be transitioned. Let's see. Yes, it does. All right, let me transition these guys right here. So you got Will and Lee Edwards throwing on this end. Now this is just their down and back. They're not ready. They're gonna start down here on Mickey Cook and Keith Wilkinson's end. Hey Diane, you can come over here and sit. That's my friend Diane Edwards, Lee Edwards' wife. We appreciate her so much. She is so sweet. Hey. Oh my. If you would have just thrown the bag a little bit harder. All right, this is live here. So we got Mickey throwing against Keith Wilkinson. Oh, and Mickey does his first bag is a whoopsie. Keith is off to the right on the back of the board. His bag's still hanging on. Mickey was in with his second. Now Keith makes a whoopsie. Mickey goes to the right on the corner of the bag and he sets. Keith goes to the back. He's up against his other bag. Mickey goes to the back. Keith goes for airmail and misses. So I think it's a 5-on-2. So Mickey Cook, he's got 3 points. So here we go. Will and Lee is throwing back down. Will has first bag. Mickey and Will have control of the board right now. Will goes off to the left and he's back to the corner of the board. Lee goes off to the right and goes off of the board completely. Will's up. He's still hanging on to that left side. Edwards goes up the middle. He sets up a level 2 block sitting in the middle of the back hole. Will tries to go behind him, but ends up flopping just a little bit to the right of Lee's bag. Lee up. Oh, he throws the bag hard. He hits it, knocks it up there closer to the hole, and it's in Will's lane completely. Will throws his last bag, and it hangs to the left. Oh, and Lee goes up, and he didn't put it through there the way he put that first bag up through there, and it goes off the back and makes it. Gives up another point or 2 points. Mickey's up. He's off to the right. He's to the corner of the board. That bag's out of play. Keith's in. Mickey went in with his second bag. Keith's in with his second bag. 6-on-4 right now. 7-on-6 right now. 9-on-7. Mickey's in with a 10. Keith's in with a 12. Gaining 2 points on that throw. Now we have Lee and Will throwing back up. Lee's first bag's off to the left, but it's on the board, but it's at the upper corner. Will's first bag's in the hole. Lee's off to the right on this next bag. Will's up the middle. It's 6 on 2 right now. Lee's in 6 on 5. Will's in, making it 9 on 5. Lee's in, making it 9 on 8. Will makes it 12 on 8, taking 4 points. So now we have Mickey Cook throwing back down. Keith Wilkerson has control of the board. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mickey Cook has control of the board. They're winning 9-2. Mickey's first bag is off to the right, but it's setting kind of in the hole, in his lane. Keith bumps it, goes on in the hole, but that bag's still playable. Mickey tries to hit it to spin it around a little bit and go in, but ends up going a little bit too far to the left. Keith goes up against Mickey's bag, pushing it kind of up out of the way, bullying it up. Mickey goes in with his next bag, taking Keith in with him. Keith goes off to the left just a little bit, and he's set up behind Mickey's bag. Now Mick's got a bag sitting in the hole. Keith's got 2 in the hole. So Keith goes up, he goes in, but knocks one of Mickey's in also, just taken away, they just got 2 points on that. So the score is 9-4 right now. So here we go. We got Will. Lee has control of the board. His first bag is in. Will's first bag's off the back of the board. Lee's second bag is off the back of the board. They both have a bag off right now. Will's up. He's on the right hand side. Lee goes around Will's bag and goes in the hole, but he does pull the bag in. Will hits it and goes in, knocks it in. Lee goes in with it, making it a 9 for him. Will goes up and goes in. It's 9 on 9, and that's a 9 on 9 wash. 99 wash. Headlights are a special. Here goes Mickey, his first bag. But he was throwing out of turn. Here goes Keith. Keith's first bag is in the hole. Mick's first bag's off to the left. It's in Keith's lane, but he can go around that bag. It's a little bit further to the left than you would like. Mickey goes in with his next bag. Keith has 6 on 4 right now. Oh, Keith goes off to the right and goes off of the back of the board. Mickey goes up and goes in, so it's a 7 on 6 right now. Keith goes up, sets up in front of the hole. Mickey's got to do it. Oh, Mickey just throws it up on the board, so that gives them 1 point. Now they have control of the board. So here we go. Will has first bag. All right, Will's up and off to the left just a little. Lee's in the hole with his first bag, so it's 3 on 1 right now. Oh, and Will goes in with his next bag. Lee goes off the back of the board with his next bag. So it's 3 on 4 right now, favor Will. Will goes up. He hits the board kind of hard and bounces over the hole. Lee goes in, 6 on 5. Oh, and Will goes in, making it an 8. Lee goes in, making it a 9. So we got a 98-cent wash right there. I mean, a 98-cent car wash. All right, Keith Wilkerson's first bag is in the hole. Mickey's first bag's in. Keith is off to the right just a little bit. Mickey goes up and hits it and knocks it in and sets his bag to the right. Now Keith goes up and goes to the left up against Mickey's bag. Mickey tries to go around the bags and go in the hole, but ends up going to the corner of the board. Mickey goes up and goes in with his next bag, making it a 88 wash. 8 on 8. So here we go. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I can't see who's commenting and who's not. But anyway, if you send in a comment, we thank you very much for your comments. Lee's first bag was in. Will's first bag was in. Lee goes up. He goes to the left. He's setting in Will's lane. Will goes up and drags Lee's bag in the hole with him. Lee goes up. He's got 3 in. Will goes off to the left. Lee goes off to the left. Now here's Will's last bag. He stops short of the hole, making it a 10 on 8. So now the score is just 5-11. All right. Mickey Cook has control of the board. It's up to him. We waiting on him. Here he goes. He's in with his first bag. All right. Both of them have a bag in. Mickey's up. He's got his second bag in. Keith's in, and he goes to the left just a little bit past the corner of the hole. The bag's sitting in the hole, but and he goes back to the back on the right-hand side. Mickey goes up for a level 1 block. Keith goes up for airmail. It lands up on top of these bags, making it a 10 on 6, giving up 4 points. So now the score is 15-5. Here we go. Will has first bag. Will's first bag's up. It's sitting in the hole. He's got a level 1 block. Lee goes up and kind of goes to the left. Will goes off to the left again, but his bag is just sitting on the edge of the hole. Lee goes off to the left again. Will goes up the middle. Now he's got those bags crunched up in front of the hole. So Lee has to make a decision here if he wants to. And he throws a level 3 block, a level 2. Oh, and here goes Will. He goes up and he knocks one of his bags in, but he goes off the back of the board. But it's still 3-2 right now. 5-2, 5-3. Shoot it. Tell him to shoot it, Diane. Oh, he just throws it on the board, making it a 5 on 4. And they only give up 1 point. So we have on court 2, we got BJC and Pillsbury Throwboy playing the Crushy and Bagging and Bragging. And we got C. Lowe and Jeffrey R. and I Walk Better Than You Throw and Kishwan on board 3. Mickey's first bag was off to the left. His second bag went over the hole. Keith Wilkinson's in with his first bag. Mickey went in with his third bag. Keith's in with his third. It's 6 on 5 right now. Mickey's in making it 8. Keith's in making it a 9, so it's a 9 on 8.
That's still going to show the board. I can go to just throw. Alright, you don't have to hit transition no more.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that's good. All right. So Lee sets up behind Will's bag here. Will goes up hard and goes off to the left and off of the back of the board. I don't know what the score ended up being. I think it was a 10-on-3. So now the score is 12-16. They're coming back. Lee and Keith Wilkerson are coming back. All right, Keith Wilkerson's first bag's in the hole. Mickey's off to the right. It's still in his lane. He can step out and grab this bag. Keith tries to bully it over just a little bit, but just turns it. Mickey goes up. He has a level 1 block now in front of Keith Wilkerson. Keith goes up and he goes off to the right. Mickey goes up and drags 2 bags in. So right now it's 7-on-7. Keith goes up and goes in for a 10. Oh, and Mickey goes up high and goes to the left and goes off the back of the board, making it a 10-on-7. Now the score's 15-16. Lee's first bag's off to the left. It's on the board, but it's to the back. It's out of play. Will throws the bag to the left. It's out of play. Lee goes up the middle, and he's in. Will goes up and goes in. Lee goes up, and he goes off to the left. He throwed that bag right, but it just went to the left. Will goes in with his third bag. Lee's up, and he's in with his last bag, making it an 8-on-10. So Will and Mickey get 2 more points, so now the score is 18-15. Mickey Cook, he's up and he's right sitting to the left and on the left-hand side in Keith Wilkerson's lane. Keith goes up, pulls it in. He tried to go around it, but he just pulled it in gradually. Mickey goes off the board to the left. He side railed it. Keith goes up and he goes to the right and goes to the corner of the board. Mickey goes to the left of the board. Keith goes back over to the right. Mickey goes up. He's over to the right. And right now it's 5-on-5. Here's Keith. Keith goes in for a 3. 8-on-5. And guess what? We have a tied game at 18-18. Now these boys have come back and they're making a game out of this thing right now. So just hold on to your seat, folks. Let's see what's happening here, what's going to happen. Lee Edwards has first bag. He's got control of the board. He goes up and he does a whoopsie. Oh, and Will goes in for one bag. Lee goes up and goes off to the left. He's setting in Will's lane, though. Will goes to the right of that bag and goes in just right around it. He bullies it over just a little bit. Lee goes in with his next bag. Oh, and Lee goes up, pushes up against Lee's bag and holding it there with a level 1 block. That bag's kind of in the hole. Lee goes up and ends up behind it. If Will just puts this bag on the board, they're going to win this game. Oh, when he goes in the hole, he wanted a little bit of insurance, so he took out a good insurance policy. making good on it, and getting the W. Congratulations to Mickey Cook and Will for their win. All right. Number one worst player in North Carolina, and Diana Edwards is up next. That's Lee Edwards' wife. She is so sweet, everybody. She's just a sweetheart. She's a good lady. And I think they're going to be throwing against Mickey Cook and Will again. Mickey's doing him a little warm up now. Y'all keep your eye on Mickey Cook. One of these days he's going to make the pro scene. Ain't that right, Mickey? I said one of these days you're going to make the pro scene. Hey, you better hurry up. You're running out of time. You're getting old, you know that. Oh, me. Ooh. Good game, Will. I thought they was going to come back on you there for a minute. Thought they was coming back on you there for a minute. Yeah. Yeah. All right. They're working on their down and backs right now, folks. As soon as they start their game, I'll start talking again. But before that, before we get too far along here, let me just say one thing. We want to thank the sponsors here tonight, Hartzell's Garage Doors and Company, Bust You Up Cornhole, Kelly's Bars and Grills. Now that sounds like a bar and a grill, but it's aftermarket car parts. I think they sell new and used aftermarket car parts. We got Bag Junkies, and we got Headlights Are Us, and Mickey, he sells headlights down here, and his company actually was inside of this building where you see now where these cameras are. I wish we could just take a view around just to let you see that they were shelves in here all around this place. So I think these guys are ready to go. So let me finish. We got Bridges Corp and Angie's Pressure Washing. We got Diane's up, and she's in the middle of the board with a level 2 block on Will. Will goes up, pushes it just a little bit straighter for Diane to catch this bag, and she goes right dead behind it. Now, Will tries to go behind him himself and ends up going to the right. Diane goes to the left just a little bit. Now, Will goes up with an air mail and hits it. What a beautiful shot. Now he might have to do that again, which he will have to do it again. But right now he's got, when he goes off the back of the board, but he gets 1 point. It was 5 on 4. So Will does gain a point off of that round. All right, here we go. The worst player in North Carolina is throwing against Mickey Cook. Mickey Cook's in with his first bag. Worst player's in. Mickey's in. He goes off to the right just a little bit. Mickey goes straight up the middle, and he's got 3 in. Worst thrower goes in. Mickey's got a 12 on. We got a 12 on 7. So the worst player in North Carolina give up 4 points. 5 points. I'm sorry. He give up 5 points. It was 12 on 7. So here's Diane. She's throwing next. Will has first bag. They got control of the board right now. Will's up and off completely to the board on the right-hand side. Diane goes up, and she's to the left. She's got a level 1 block setting in Will's lane. Will goes up, pushes up against Diane's bag. Diane goes up and in with her next bag. Will throws a little bit hard, trying to drag Diane's and his bag. Diane goes up with a level 2 block setting in the middle of the board in Will's lane. Now Will has to, and she's got a bag sitting at the side of the hole in Will's lane. So Will goes up and he goes to the left. Diane goes up hard, but it's still 5 on 2. So they got 3. They've cut the lead in half now. So here goes the worst player in North Carolina with his first bag. He's got a level 3 block sitting on the board. Mickey goes up and goes to the right. He goes all the way to the back of the board now. Mickey goes up again and goes in. He twists that bag around. He does a little whirlwind twist. Worst player goes up, hits that bag trying to knock it further. Mickey goes up and hits it. It cuts a little bit to the left there. That bag is sitting on the edge of the hole. Mickey goes up with an airmail, just sets it up on the board, so it's 6 on 3. So Mickey and Will have got 9 to 3 right now. Will has first bag. Will's first bag is off to the back of the board on the right-hand side. Diane's goes to the back of the board on the left-hand side. They both out of play. Will, of course, Will's bag could possibly fall in. Diane does a whoopsie. Will does a push and goes up and drags that bag in. Diane goes in with her second bag. Will goes up and goes off to the left. Now Diane and Diane goes up against Will's bag and rolls in the hole, making it a 7 on 8. Only giving up 1 point. What a shot. That was a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Beautiful. Listen, some of these folks hadn't been throwing in the tournaments very long. Mickey's got the first bag. Mickey's up. He's in the hole. Oh, and the worst player in North Carolina, he does a whoopsie. Mickey's in with his second bag, and the worst player goes off to the right with his second bag. He finally gets one in the hole. Mickey goes in for a 10. Worst player in North Carolina goes in for a 6. He's still giving up 4 points, making the score 14 to 3. Now we got Will. He has first bag. His first bag is in the hole. Diane does another whoopsie. Will goes up and goes off to the left. He's still on the board. Diane goes up, has a level 2 block. sitting dead in front of the hole. Will goes up, pushes it just a little bit, bullies it just a little bit to the left, and Diane goes up and sets a bag up behind it. So Will goes up trying to drag 2 bags in and ends up just hanging them up. Diane throws the bag on the board, giving them 3 points, but that's okay. It could have been a lot worse. So now the score is going to be 17-3, favor Mickey Cook and Will. Mickey has first bag. His first bag's up and in the hole. Worst player in North Carolina, he's in. Mickey's in with his second bag. Worst player's off to the right. Mickey bullies it over and sets up with a level 1 block in front of the hole. Worst player goes up and goes to the back of the board. Mickey drags the bag in and goes in with it. Worst player tries an airmail, pushes up against his bag and presses it to the edge. And I think that's the game right there, 21. Yep, that's the game right there. That's the end of it. All right, the worst player in Diane is playing Robert G and Rodney G. All right, folks, we're about to have our next matchup. They bumping fists. They ready to go. Here we go. Rodney's got first bag. He goes in. Worst player goes up. He's on Rodney's side of the board, right on the edge of it. He goes up and drags that bag in with his next bag. Rodney does a whoopsie. Worst player goes in for a 9 so far. He's got 9, got 12 on 5, giving them 7 points. So they take the lead in this first round. So Diane will have first bag, and she'll have control of the board. So she's up, and she sets up in front of the hole. She has a level 1 block setting in the blue zone. All right, Rodney goes up. He sets to the right. No, that might have been. Diane goes off to the left just a little bit. Rodney sets up in the middle of the board. He's got 2 bags at a level 1. Now he goes up and he drags one of the bags in the hole. Making it, giving them 2 points. Here goes Rodney G. He goes back to the back of the board. And then the worst player throws a bag and it's just hanging on the lip of the board. He goes in with his next bag. Rodney's off to the right with his second bag and off to the left with his third bag. Worst player's in, off to the right. Oh, he goes up and he bumps it just a little, throws a little bit too hard and goes to the right and hangs up on the edge of the board on the hole, making it a 6-6 wash. Oh, and Rodney Diane's off to the left with her first bag. She's off to the right, but that's in her lane. That bag is gettable. She goes up, she throws over to the left in Rodney G's lane. Rodney still goes in for a 10. Diane goes up and lands up against her bag with a 4, making it 10 on 4. Now the score is going to be 8-7, and we have a lead change. Rodney's up, got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. The worst player tries to throw behind it, but ends up going to the right. Rodney throws and gets a bag to go up behind that one. Then he goes up with his third bag. It goes off to the left just a little bit. Then he goes up with his fourth bag, and it's just, all the bags are just hanging there. And the worst player tries to roll, and it's a 4 on 2. He just give up 2 points, but that's good. That's fine. That's not a big lead. It's 10-7. All right, here goes Rodney G. Rodney's up and he's off to the right and off of the board. Diane goes up. She's off to the left, but her bag is hanging, and Rodney knocks Diane's bag in. Diane goes up and she's to the right of the hole. She's got a level 1 block. Rodney goes around that bag and goes in. She goes up and goes to the left, and she sits up behind Rodney's bag. Rodney throws his last bag up against her second bag. She goes up and she's off to the left. And I think it's a 5 on 6. I think they got 1 point out of that. So now the score is going to be 8-10. Still favor Robert G and Rodney G. Rodney's first bag, the worst player in North Carolina, his first bag was a whoopsie. His second bag's in the hole. Rodney's off to the left with one and in with the next one. Worst player's in with his second bag. He goes up and he goes to the right with his last bag. Rodney goes up. It's a 7 on 6. Giving the worst player in North Carolina and Diane a point, making the score now 9-10. They're drawing closer. Diane's throwing against Robert G. Diane's in with her first bag. Robert G's off to the right with his first bag. Diane was almost there. She just throwed it just a little bit too hard. Rodney goes in with his Robert goes in with his next bag. Diane goes off to the right just a little bit with that last bag, and Robert throws that next bag completely to the left of the board and misses the board completely. So now, here we go. It's 12 on 9. Rodney G is up and he's off to the left. He's sitting on the edge of the blue lane. Then he throws his next bag off. The worst player in North Carolina throws his next bag off. Rodney goes up for an airmail, misses. The worst player goes to the right and misses. Now he goes up with a roll bag and goes in, making it a 4-on-2. So they get 2 points. So now the score is going to be 11 to 12. So Diane's up with her first bag. They have control right now. She's off to the front of the board again and does another whoopsie. And Robert's in with his first bag. She's off the back of the board with her next bag. Robert's off with his next bag. Diane has a level 3 block sitting on the board in Rodney's lane. Rodney goes around that bag and goes in. She goes up and goes to the left trying to go in around it. Rodney tries again to manage to slide around it, but he misses. So now the score is going to be 17 to 11. Here we go. Rodney's first bag is off the back of the board. Worst player's in. Rodney's up with a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Worst player sets up behind him. Rodney goes up and to the side of that bag and grabs his other bag and goes in. Worst player goes up and he puts a block. Oh, and then he knocks Rodney's ball again and goes off the back of the board. So now the score is going to be So now the score is 19 to 11. They just need 2 points. All right, here goes Robert G. His first bag is off the board to the left. Diane's up the middle. Conley's bag went to the left just a little bit in Robert's lane. Then she throws the next bag off. Robert goes up. So he almost knocks Diane's bag in the hole. Diane pushes Robert's bag up against her bag and goes in. Robert goes up and goes in with that bag. It's 4-on-4 right now. Diane has an opportunity to score right here. Oh, and she goes a little bit too hard and goes off the back of the board, making it a 4-4 wash. All right, so we had the worst player in North Carolina. He's up, and Rodney G. Rodney G's off to the left, and he's got a bag sitting in front of the hole. It's a level 1 block. Worst player goes off with his first bag, then goes over to the right with his second bag sitting on the edge of the board. Then he goes up. He pushes one of Rodney's bags in. Rodney goes up, almost pushes his other bag in. Now, if the worst player can go up and he can slide, pushing both of those bags in without going off of the board himself, then that will give them 1 point. So they would still stay alive. But if he misses his shot, they're dead. They're gone. They're out. Do what? I don't know. Well, I think he's just checking to see if he can get over over them 2 bags with an airmail. But he can't, but he ends up throwing it too hard, knocking 1 bag in and going off the back of the board with his bag. So that takes them out. Oh, it's a wash. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I got it wrong. That was a wash, so they still alive. Rodney and Robert need 2 points. Diane and her partner need 10. goes off to the right with his first bag. Diane goes in with her first bag. Robert's in with his next bag. Diane's off to the left just a little bit in Robert's lane. Robert goes up against it and sets up against it. Diane goes up. She sets up beside of Robert's bag. She's got a level 1 block. Robert goes up, knocking her bag in and setting his 2 bags in front. Now she goes up with a level, she goes up and just puts her bag on the board. Now I think it's going to be 8 on 5, giving them 3 points. So now the score's 14-19. Listen, it ain't over till you get 21. All right, worst player in North Carolina is off to the right with his first bag. Rodney sets up by side of it and kind of behind it. He pushes his bag up this time with his second bag. The worst player in North Carolina goes up, setting up with a level 2 block behind Rodney's bag, blocking it. So now he's got to decide what he's going to do here. He goes up for a roll shot and ends up, and Rodney knocks that bag in, but it's a 5 on 4. They only going to get 1 point. So they're not out yet. Diane and the worst player in North Carolina still in this thing. They still alive. They have another opportunity here. Let's see if they can take advantage of it and come back and win this thing. I mean, they could do it. Rodney's off with his first bag to the left and goes off. Diane sets up with a level 1 block in front of the hole. Robert goes to the left again with that next bag. Diane goes up, does a replacement bag. Beautiful shot. Robert goes off to the back of the board again. Diane goes off to the left and goes off of the board. Robert goes up, pushes Diane's bag in. It's a 6 on 5 right now. It's a 5 on 7. So Diane and the worst player in North Carolina get 2 more points, and they still alive. They're holding on. They're trying to win this game. Let's hope they win this game. Worst player in North Carolina, he's up. He's got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Rodney goes up and just sets up behind it. He goes up, pushes his bag just a little bit closer. Rodney tries to go around it and goes to the left just a little bit, and that bag's almost out of play. The guy from North Carolina, worst player, he goes in the hole. He pushes that bag in. So now Rodney's got 3 bags on the board. The worst player in North Carolina's got 1 in. Rodney goes up with a hard push, trying to drag that bag in, but he don't drag it, so it's going to be a 5 on 4 or a 6 on 4. So yes, they got 2 points, so that brought them up to 18 points. Here's Diane with her first bag. Her first bag is in the hole. Rodney Roberts is off to the right. Diane is off to the left in Roberts' lane, but he goes straight up the middle and goes in. So right now it's 4-4. Diane goes up and she sets up right below the hole. Oh my, Robert goes up for an air mail and hits it. No, you good, you good. Now here's Diane. Let's see what she's gonna do here. She goes off to the left just a little bit. Rodney goes completely off of the board. So that makes it a 5 on. I think they did get the 1 point. Did they get the 1 point? Yep, they got the 1 point. 5 on 6. Are you up over here, Fonzo?
Yeah, I hope. It don't.
It'll come up in a minute. When it comes up on that screen there, after they send it in, it'll come up. There it is.
I know we want to know what.
Now, what is your what? You're on board one. What is
Oh
your
yeah, we on one.
what? Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
We right there.
Hey,
Tell Rodney we
we got Dr. Love and Sexy Red coming up. They're going to be throwing against Robert G. and Rodney G. All right, Fonzo, are you Sexy Love or Dr. Love? Okay, that's Dr. Love. And you Sexy Red. Ain't nothing red about you. Just a bull on your shirt. You walking on red, ain't you? Oh, and by the way, everybody, we got a tournament going on down in Rock Hill, South Carolina, all this week, plumb on up to Sunday. They started this past Friday, so we have some of the players here in the house tonight, but not very many of them that play down there. Most of these guys here are intermediate, or they're not advanced yet, and they're not pros. But they're good players. Every one of them throw decent. I mean, they've brought home. We have one guy here tonight, John. He brought home a trophy. He brought home a board this weekend from I don't know if it was on Friday or Saturday. I think it was on Saturday. But anyway, he brought a board. Hey, John. Did they give you a board? They give you a board? Yeah, a little one. Yeah, that's fine. That's a trophy, man. That's a trophy. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, he was playing the intermediate, and him and his partner ended up doing the doubles tournament and ended up coming in first place. They done good. They struggled. He told me they struggled, but they made it through. And I think we're ready here for the next match. Robert G. and Rodney G. throwing against Dr. Love and Sexy Red. We have Sexy Red on the right, and we have Dr. Love up here on the right-hand side the left-hand side of the board, up here on the upper end. They working on the. All right. Dr. Love in the blue t-shirt. Dr. Sexy Red is in the yellow t-shirt with the bull on the front of it. He likes Chicago Bulls, I reckon. He's in with his first bag. Oh, and Robert throws his first bag and does a whoopsie. Sexy Red throws his second bag off the back of the board. Now he throws a whoopsie himself. Robert goes up and goes to the left. Now Sexy Red goes in with his last bag. Robert goes up, knocking one bag off and going to the left of the hole and missing. All right, so we got the score now. Dr. Love and Sexy Red 7-0. Dr. Love is up first. He throws his first bag to the corner of the board. It's in the hole though. It's sitting in the hole. He goes up trying to grab it with the airmail and goes to the back of the board, but it still stays on. He goes up harder. Rodney goes in. It's 3-on-4 right now. Dr. Love sets that last bag up. It's 5-on-4, taking 1 point. Yep. Now here we go. Fonzo has first bag. No, Rodney has first bag. I'm sorry. Robert G. He throws his first bag. It's to the left. It's sitting on the board to the left of the hole. Fonzo about knocks it in. Robert goes in with his second bag. Fonzo goes in with his second bag. Now Robert's bag's hanging there in the hole. Fonzo goes up with his third bag and goes in. Robert goes up and he drags both of those bags in. Beautiful shot. Fonzo goes up and goes off to the right. It's going to be a 9-on-8. He only give up 1 point, but still, yeah, that was good. So now we have Rodney G throwing back down. Rodney goes up and he's in. That bag drips in on the right hand side of the board. Dr. Love's in. Rodney's in with his second bag. Dr. Love's off to the left. That bag's sitting in the corner. Rodney goes up against it to block him from getting it in. Then he goes up and goes to the left. Rodney goes to the right and drips that bag in on the right hand side, making it a 6-on-10. Now the score is going to be 6-7. So here we go. Robert's first bag's off to the left. It's sitting in his lane though, but it's in front of the hole. Fonzo goes by it and goes in. Robert goes up and goes to the right and goes off the back of the board. Fonzo goes in with his next bag. Rodney goes over the hole with that third bag. Fonzo goes in with his third bag. Rodney goes up and he's sitting in front of the hole. He's got a block on the hole. Fonzo goes up with an airmail. It's 9-on-6. So they ended up getting 3 points out of it. So the score now is 13-6, favor Dr. Love and Sexy Red. Dr. Love goes off to the right. He's at the back of the board. Rodney sets up behind it and blocks it so it can't be knocked off. Dr. Love goes up and goes to the right again. Rodney goes to the right again. Dr. Love has a bag sitting in the hole. Rodney goes up, goes in. Dr. Love went in. Now he's going for another airmail. Now he hits the airmail. He pulled that bag a little bit closer in. Rodney goes around it to the left and it ends up being an 8-on-8 wash. So here we go. Fonzo goes up. He's got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Rodney throws behind it. Fonzo goes up, sets up behind Robert's bag. Robert goes off to the right and off the board. Fonzo goes up with a hard push. Now he pulls his bag around Robert's bag as it's sitting there. Then Robert pulls it around a little bit further around. Then Fonzo goes up, knocks it in, but sets up for a level 1 block. Then Robert knocks Fonzo's other bag in. That's a 10-on-3, I think.
10-on-3. 10-on-3.
So that made it 7 points, and that gives them 20-6. Favor Dr. Love and Sexy Red. So here we go. Dr. Love's up with the first bag, and he's off to the side of the board and off the board. Rodney's in with his first bag. Dr. Love's off to the left and off of the board. Rodney's in with his second bag. Dr. Love throws a level 1 block. Rodney drags it in with him, goes on in. Dr. Love's got a level 2 block. Rodney tries to go to the left of it and ends up going off of the board. It's 9 on 4, making it 11-20 now. So here we go. Robert's off to the left. Fonzo goes up behind it to block Robert. Robert goes up. He pushes that bag in, but his other bag's off to the left outside of the hole. Fonzo goes in. He pushes one bag in and goes kindly to the back of the board on the right-hand side. That bag's out of play. Now he's got one leaning. He's got a leaner bag. Now Rodney goes up against that bag. Oh, and Fonzo goes up and does a drip shot on the side and goes in, making it an 8-8 wash. Here goes Rodney with his first bag. His first bag's off of the back of the board, and it's sitting back there on the edge of that board. He goes up, he goes in with his second bag. Dr. Love goes in. Rodney's in. Dr. Love's in, and Rodney's bag falls off of the back, but he went in with that last bag, and Dr. Love goes in for a 10, making it 10 on 9, and that's going to be all they needed was that 1 point. So the score is 21-11, favor Dr. Love and Sexy Red. All right, Dr. Love. Y'all back up, Fonzo. All right, we want to thank our sponsors once again. We want to thank Hartzell's Garage Doors and Company. We want to thank Bust You Up Cornhole, Kelly's Bars and Grills and Aftermarket Car Parts, Bag Junkies, Headlights Are Us, home of the famous Headlights Are Us, Mickey Cook, owner, operator, and also he come up with Krave Cornhole here in Concord, Bridges Corp, and we have Angie's Pressure Washing. And if you need to know the address here, it's 120 Church Street, Northeast, Concord, North Carolina. Come down, pay us a visit. Come down and participate in the tournament. Ain't going to be no pros here this week. They're all down in South Carolina, down in Rock Hill at the World's, what they call the World's Cornhole Tournament, ACL World's Championships. So if you ain't got nothing to do and you want to come out and throw a few bags and don't have to worry about having no heavy competition, come on out. Play with these guys. They intermediate players. Some of them's, a little more advanced than others because they've got more time in. But they're not professionals yet. There won't be none here till Jacob and Jackson Gore come back. We appreciate Scotty and Amy Gore and Jake and Jackson. We appreciate them kids. They're a lot of fun to play with down when they come down. If you watch any on ESPN Live, you've seen them boys play and you know how excited they can be. So here we go. Fonzo's first bag, or let's say Sexy Red's first bag, is in. His second bag is in. JR and Danny T. Fonzo throws a bag off to the right. JR goes off to the right. Fonzo sets a level 1 block up in front of the hole. Oh, and he throws a whoopsie. Hey, are you JR? Okay. All All right, so we have JR. He's throwing against Sexy Red. And Danny T is throwing against Dr. Love. So right now the score is 4-0. Dr. Love was off to the right. That bag is out of play. Danny T was in with his first bag and off the board with his next bag. Dr. Love goes off to the left. Danny T sets his next bag up in front of the hole. Dr. Love goes off to the right of the board. Danny T goes in with his next bag, making it a 7-on-2. Yeah, 7-on-5. All right. So JR is throwing first. He throws off to the right. He's in Fonzo's lane though. Fonzo goes up and goes to the left of JR's bag. Setting up right beside of it. JR sets behind Fonzo's bag and his bag. Fonzo goes up and hits an airmail. Oh, and JR goes up and hits one. Fonzo goes up with another one. Oh, and JR goes off to the right, hits the corner of the board. Fonzo goes up, misses. It's going to be a 7-on-5. So Fonzo, Sexy Red, and Dr. Love end up with 2 more points. Now, I don't know why these guys put these weird names on Scoreholio. Now, they don't do that on the ACL program, but they do it on the Scoreholio program. Dr. Love's off to the left. Danny T's in with his first bag. Dr. Love's in with his second. Danny T's in with his second. Dr. Love's off to the right, setting in Danny's lane. Danny goes up, pushes Dr. Love's bag in and goes in with it. Dr. Love's in with his last bag. Danny's in with his last bag, making it a 12-on-10. So that's going to make the score 6-6. Or no, it's 4-6, 6-4. Here goes JR. He's off to the right. He's in Fonzo's lane over there, but the bag is sitting on the edge of the hole. Fonzo bullies it over just a little bit out of play, then goes in the hole. Then JR goes in. Fonzo goes in with his second bag. Danny's got a level 1 block sitting in on his third bag. Now Fonzo throws kindly off to the left. Now Danny, ooh, he does a... Oh no, that bag just laying on the very front of the board. It didn't go off the board. I thought he done a whoopsie. Fonzo goes in and drags it in, making it an 8-on-10. So here we go. We got Dr. Love throwing back down. His first bag is in. Danny's first bag is in. Dr. Love is in. Danny's in. Dr. Love's up, and he's to the left, and it was outside of Danny's lane, but Danny goes to the left and sits up behind it. Dr. Love goes up for an airmail drag and lands on top of the bag, but he takes them both to the back at the corner of the board, and Danny goes off of the board with his next bag, his last bag. Make it an 8-on-7. Sexy Red with his first bag. It's to the right. It's sitting in his lane just outside of the blue zone. Danny JR goes up and sits beside of Fonzo's bag. Fonzo goes up. Well, Sexy Red goes up and goes to the right of the board. Then he goes up with an airmail, hits the airmail. Oh, and JR tries an airmail and ends up going off to the left. Fonzo goes up trying to hit another airmail and misses. Oh, and then there at the very end, JR is 5-on-7. They end up getting 2 points, making it 6-9 now. Here we go. Danny T, his first bag's off to the left. It's setting in Rodney's lane, just outside of the blue zone. He goes up, he pushes a bag beside of that one for a level 1, level 2 block. Rodney goes up, tries to split him, but his bag hangs up about midway of the bags, and then Danny goes in with his next bag. He pushes a bag in, then he goes up and does a block on Rodney. Rodney goes up with an airmail drag and ends up Dr. Love goes up with an airmail drag and misses. So that makes it 8-2, and guess what? We have a lead change. So now we got JR. He's throwing against Sexy Red. He'll have first bag. JR's up the middle with a level 2 block. Fonzo's up and bounces around it and just about goes in, but his bag's on the slick side and it's setting in Fonzo's lane. JR goes up and Fonzo drags 3 bags in the hole. 2 of JR's and 1 of his own, and then JR goes off to the left and off of the board. Fonzo goes a little bit hard and goes to the back of the board also, but his bag's still on the board. Now here's Fonzo's opportunity. Fonzo hit the bag, but it's an 8-6. He only got 2 points, so making it 12-9 right now. No, 11-10. I'm sorry, folks. I apologize for that. Here we go. Dr. Love has first bag. His first bag is in the hole. Danny's first bag is in. Dr. Love's off to the left, and he tried to do a block and ends up, he stays in the middle of the board, and he drags that bag up a little bit closer. Then Danny T takes it in. Then Dr. Love goes in with his last bag. Danny T goes off to the right, goes past the hole into the back of the board, but it stayed on for a 10-10 wash. All right, here's Fonzo. He's up. He's off to the left. He's in JR's lane. JR goes around it to the right and goes in. Fonzo goes up and sets up beside of his own bag. JR goes off to the right and off of the board. Fonzo goes up and he pushes another bag up closer. Now right now JR has 9. Fonzo has 3. Well, it's 7-3 right now. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. I thought JR already had 3 bags in the hole. So now the score is 17-11, favor JR and Danny T. Danny T has a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole in front of Rodney. In front of Danny. In front of Dr. Love. Danny goes up. He's got another level 1 block. Dr. Love drags it in. Danny goes up for another block. Does it just a little bit too light and falls short to the right. Dr. Love, his last bag, and he does a whoopsie. So now the score is 12-14. Sexy Red and Dr. Love have brought back a couple points there. So Fonzo's up. He almost went in, but it bounces over the hole just a little bit too much speed. JR goes to the left, but that bag's sitting in his lane, so he can drag it. Both of them throws a whoopsie. Now here goes Fonzo with his next bag, and it sets up. It flips up, and it's leaning on his other bag back there. Now he's going to do something, and he goes up and he throws the bag a little bit harder, and it rolls up on top of the other 2 bags at the back of the board. So he has 3 bags on the back side of the board. Now JR goes up and goes up against his bag, and they end up doing a 3-3 wash. Help my PPR, please. So here we go. Dr. Love, I think, has first bag. He does. First bag is off to the right to the back of the board, but it's still in. It's out of play, but it's still on the board. Danny T went in with his first bag. Dr. Love in with his second bag. Danny's in with his second bag. Dr. Love's in with his third bag. Danny's up and he does a level 1 block, setting it up in front of Dr. Love. Dr. Love pushes Danny's bag just a little bit closer to the hole. Now Danny could make it a 12 on 5. Oh, and he makes it a 10 on 10. So now we got JR and Sexy Red throwing from this end. Sexy Red in with his first bag. JR's up. He has a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Sexy Red goes up. He hits the board and goes over to the right. Fonzo pushes JR's third bag in. JR goes up and goes to the left trying to block. And Fonzo goes in and takes 2 bags. Now here's JR. He's stepping out. He's going to try to drag this bag. Oh, and he goes over past the hole. Throwed it just a little bit too hard and goes off to the right. But he stays on the board, making it an 8 on 10. Only giving up 2 points. And we have a tie game right now, folks. Dr. Love is off to the left. His bag is out of play. So is Danny T's. Both of those bags are out of play. Dr. Love's up. He sits up beside of that bag. Danny's off to the right. Dr. Love's off, and he takes one of Danny's bags with him. Danny goes up and goes around Dr. Love's bag and goes in. Dr. Love goes up with a hard push and trying to drag a bag in and flips a bag off to the back of the board. Danny T goes in with his last bag. And I think that was a 7 on 5. So here we go. JR's throwing his first bag and it's in the hole. Fonzo's first bag's off to the left, is setting in JR's lane. JR goes up. He sets the bag up in front of the hole, and then Fonzo does a whoopsie. So here we go. Danny drags that bag in. Fonzo goes off to the left with that last bag. Oh, and Danny goes off to the left with that bag, but they sitting on the board. Fonzo goes up and hits the bag and knocks one in. And I think it's going to be a 7 on 5. Oh, that was 10 on 5? Oh my God. But Fonzo's got a bag sitting here in front of the hole. Ain't that Fonzo's bag right there? Yeah. So Danny and them ended up winning the game. Yeah. They ended up with 7. Yeah, because I knew Fonzo had a bag in front of the board. All right. We got Jeff Plott and John McDufford going against JR and Danny T. This will be pretty interesting. This should make for a pretty good game here. Oh, I bet so, boy. You been working this week? You worked today?
2 hours last week.
Woo! All right, so right now we got JR and Danny T are back up. They're playing Jeff Plotz and John McDufford. And I think they're doing one more down and back. All right, so I think they're ready to start now. I think this is going to be the time of play and points. So here we go. John McDufford, he has first back. John's off to the left just a little bit on the outside, but it's in his lane. Danny T is in with his first bag. John's in with his second bag. Danny's in with his second. John's off to the right with his third bag. Danny's up and he's got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole there. So John goes up with the airmail and ends up going to the back of the board. Danny goes and does a whoopsie and making it a 6 on 7. Hey, John, let him know he's got to hit your name and his name. Yeah, hit John's name and your name. There you go. That ain't hard to figure out, is it, Danny? There you go. Yeah. All right. JR is up, and he's got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Jeff goes around it, and he's setting up in the hole now. Now, JR goes off to the left. Jeff goes up. He hits that bag and knocks it in. JR sets up behind that next bag. He's got a level 1 block, and he has 2 bags sitting in front of the hole together. He goes up and was going to push them in. He ends up just slowly just stopping, and Jeff goes up with a hard push and ends up just clunking everything up together. 6 on 4. All right, so the score now is 2-1 favor John McDufford and Jeff Plott. John has first bag. His first bag goes off to the right, but it's still on the board, but it's out of play. Goes up, and he's sitting in front of the hole at a level 1. He's stepping out. He's going to try to drag that bag in. He goes up and he lands right in the middle of them. Danny tries to hit that bag on the outside, on the edge, and knock it in, but he goes off the board. Now John has to decide what he's wanting to do here. So John goes up and he does a hard push, but it ends up just crunching up. Now Danny's trying to decide if he wants to do a short airmail here. Oh, and he does an airmail, and he goes off the back of the board, making it a 6 on 4. Oh no, it's 4-4. John didn't have a bag in the hole. All right, so here's JR. He has first bag against Jeff. JR's first bag is a whoopsie. Jeffrey's first bag was a whoopsie. I'm sorry. JR's bag is off to the right. Then he's got one off to the left. Plot goes up the middle with both bags and goes in. Then when he goes in with that last bag, making it a 5-on-9, I think. 5-on-9. So now the score is 3-1. John McDufford, first bag. His first bag is off to the left, but it's hanging in the hole. Danny throws up and sets up in front of the hole with a level 1 block. John does a replacement bag. Then Danny goes up. Both of his bags are setting. If John plays this right, he could crunch them bags up if Danny ain't careful. Oh, and Danny's bags fall. One of his bags fell. Then Danny goes up and sets up behind his other bag, leaving John with the decision here to make what he wants to do. John goes up, sitting behind Danny's bag, making it harder for Danny to drag anything. Danny just throws the bag on the board and lets her rest. Oh, and JR throws his first bag. It hits the very front of the board and just hangs there. Jeff hits JR's bag, knocking it up just a little bit and goes in the hole. What a weird shot. Then Jeff goes up and he sits by side of JR's bag. He hit JR's bag and it stopped his bag. Then JR goes in with his next bag. Jeff goes up and goes to the right with his next bag. It's 5-on-4 right now. Oh, and Jeff goes up, so it makes it 6-on-5, I think. So here we go, 5-on-6, John McDufford. His first bag is up and it's off to the left and it's hanging on the edge of the board, but it's still in his lane, but it's not playable. Danny T was in with his first bag. Now Danny T goes up, throws a level 2 block. Then what are you doing? Oh. Here we go. Danny T tries to drag both of them bags in, but he ends up stopping. So it's 5-on-6, I think. Oh, man. Thank you. All right. Yeah, really? All right, so here we go now. We're throwing back up of the board. And I don't know if anybody's got one in the hole yet or not, but I know one thing. Jeff Plott just took 2 bags in, actually 3, and JR goes in with 1 bag. Then Jeff throws off and rails a bag off of the right. Then JR goes in. I think he's got all 4 bags in. I think it's 4-on-7. 12-on-7. I'm sorry. And it was. Now the score's 8-5, favor Danny T and JR. Danny T's up. He has first bag. Danny T's off to the left. He's over in John McDuffer's lane, but it's out of play. John goes up and John's in with his first bag. Danny's off to the right with his next bag, and that bag is in his lane, so Duffer throws a bag behind it. Danny goes up with the next bag and goes in. Dufford goes up. He sets up beside of Danny's first bag. Then Danny goes up, sets up the middle for a level 2 block. John goes up and he puts the bag on the board, and it's a 6-6 wash. 6-6 wash. So here we go. JR's in with his first bag. Jeff's in with his first bag. JR's up and he's off to the left. Jeff's up and in the hole. JR throws a level 1 block on Jeff, and Jeff goes off to the back of the board. Then JR throws a bag off of the board. Jeff goes up and just sets it on the board for a 7-5. So now the score is 7-8 right now. All right, so here we go. John McDufford has first bag. John's first bag is in the hole. Danny's first bag's over in John's lane, sitting in front of the hole for a level 2 block. John tries to go around it and just about does. That bag's in the blue zone. Danny drags that bag in. That's a beautiful shot. Beautiful drag. Then John sets up that third bag over to the right. Then Danny goes off of the back of the board with his third bag. Oh, when John goes up, he hits the bags, but his bag goes to the right and sets up on the board. Danny goes over the bag, and that makes it a 6-6 wash. 6-6 wash. 6-6 wash. And we have a 66 wash. So here we go. Jeff has first bag. Jeff's first bag is up, and it's a level 2 block sitting in his lane. JR steps out just a little bit. He goes up. He sits behind Jeff Plott's bag. Jeff goes up, and he sets up beside JR's bag. JR goes up, sits up behind Jeff's bag. Now they got 4 bags on the board, and they all bunched up. Jeff throws his next bag into the group and just sits there behind JR's bag. JR goes up for an air mail and hits it. Jeff goes up with an air mail and ends up falling a little bit short, but his bag's sitting back there at the hole. So Danny's telling JR to board it, and JR boards it. So it's going to be a 6-on-4, I think. So now the score is going to be 9-8, and it's going to be 10-7. I'm sorry. JR and Danny T's in the lead right now with 10 against Jeff Potts and John McDuffer's 7. Now John has an opportunity right here. If he can pull off a 12, he can get some points. He goes up and he's sitting right in dead front of the hole with his first bag. He goes up with his next bag. He taps that bag and goes in and sets up right there in front of the hole again. Now Danny goes off to the left and goes off the board. John goes up. He pushes that second bag just a little bit closer. Danny goes up, setting up behind the 2 bags, trying to block John. Jeff gives John the go up sign. John goes up. He hits the bag. He hits it perfect, but he didn't push it in. So it's 6 on 5. Oh, it's a 6. Oh, giving up 3 points. Jeff Plott with his first bag. His first bag is on the board, but it's awful short. It's low down here on the bottom in front of JR's lane. Jeff throws his next bag up and it goes to the right, but it's setting up. That bag's in his lane, but then JR blocks it. Then Jeff goes up and sets up on front of the board. JR goes up the middle. He's sitting in the middle of the hole, and Jeff throws a block to block JR from pushing that bag in. JR goes up with an airmail and misses.
I got 3 spots left in the third, second, and final set to go. 3 spots left. I'm getting if you're out.
So now John McDufford and Jeffrey Plott have 13 to 10. John McDufford's first bag's off to the right. It's in Danny's lane. Danny goes up, sets up behind John's bag. John goes up, hits the bags, and kind of goes around it for a level 1 block, sitting dead in front of the hole. Danny goes up. He almost pushes John's bag in. Jeff tells John where to put the bag and where to throw. John goes up. He's on the slick side, but it goes over to the right hand corner of the bag board. And here goes Danny. Oh, when Danny sets it up, was trying to set up and ends up knocking John McDufford's bag in. Now here's John's opportunity to score big. He goes up and he hits that airmail. What a beautiful shot. So right now it's 8 on 3. Oh, and Danny goes up, knocking 2 bags in, making it 5 on 9. So how did you do, sweetheart?
Worked hard, but I'm out.
Are you? Bless your heart.
Hard for them to win.
Really? There you go. Hey, listen, make it hard on them. Tell them, say, I might not can beat you, but I'm guarantee you're not going to just come in here and just think you're going to run things. Yep. Jeff has a bag sitting at the edge of the board, and then he throws his third bag up. Then his other bag falls in because of JR's bag. JR hit the board. Jeffrey's bag falls in. Now JR he can do an airmail here, possibly an airmail drag, or possibly drag another one of Jeff's bags in. He goes up and lands on the board, making it a 3 on 6, I think. No, making it a 5 on 6. So now the score is 18 favor Jeff Plott and John McDufford to 10 against JR and Danny T. Here's John. He's up. He has first bag. His first bag is in. Danny's first bag is in. John's next bag is in. Danny's next bag is in. John's next bag is in. Danny's next bag is off to the right just a little bit. John's in with a 4-bagger. Now Danny's stepping out. Let's see what he's going to do here. See if he can drag this bag. He ends up going in, making it a 10 on 12. He only give up 2 points, so making the score now 20 to 10. Favor John McDufford and Jeff Plott. So here we go. Do we have anybody watching, Diane? You see anybody out there watching? I don't see anybody watching. Jeff throws his first bag. He's got a level 1 block sitting dead in front of the hole. JR goes in with Plot's bag and takes both of them in. Then Plot sets up with a level 2 block outside of the blue zone. JR goes around that bag and goes in, leaving Plot's bag setting in front of the hole. Plot goes up, he pushes up against it, but the bag hadn't fell as of now. Now, it's going to depend on JR whether or not that bag falls. JR throws it lightly and goes to the left. Jeff goes up, he knocks both bags in for a 9. Now, JR can go in here and make a 10. Oh, and he goes off of the back of the board, and that's going to be a 7 on 9, and it's over. So, honey, you've been working hard?
Just working.
Just working?
It's not hard.
I know, I appreciate you. I know you don't work hard, but you know what? You still there every day.
I work efficient.
Yeah, there you go.
Small, not hard.
Yeah. Well, when you get up in age, you know, like we are, you learn how to perform your job duty in a lot safer and a lot easier way, you know, because you've got years of experience. So you know how to do things and it not make it hard on yourself. Some people, they get overstressed with their job and they end up just blowing up, getting mad, walking out, you know. But hey, you got to learn as you get older, you're not as fast, you're not as strong, and and you surely don't want to break no bones when you get older, because they don't mend like they do when you're younger. Well, it was a pretty good turnout down here tonight. I think we ended up with 22 teams or something like that. So, you know, it was still all in all a good tournament for a Monday night. Like I say, most of our folks are down in Rock Hill, South Carolina for the ACL World's Cornhole Tournament in Rock Hill, South Carolina this week. It's going to be a whole total of 10 days of cornhole. Can you imagine playing for 10 days straight? How many games you're going to end up playing a day and the whole week? I'm talking about from Friday of this last week all the way to Sunday of next week, of this week here. So it's, like I say, it's 10 days of steady cornhole. And I mean, they'll have sit and goes, they'll have intermediate blind draws. And, you know, I'm telling you, it is a good time. If you've never been to one of these tournaments, you need to go and check it out, and you'll see some high performance games there, because they are ACL pros that play in these tournaments. Rosie Streaker, Samantha Finley, Kaylee Hunter, Jamie Graham, got Matt and Brett Guy down there this week. I'm sure Duncan Clemmer is there, and many more. Travis Purser, who is also one of our homeboys. We also have Derek Holland down there as a homeboy, one of our homeboys down there. I'm talking about these boys are from the state of North Carolina that are playing in these ACL tournaments. And I'm telling you, these guys are good. They are ACL pros, and they do show their abilities when they're playing. They are named ACL pros because they can throw a bag in the hole. So here we go with our next game. We got Jeff Plott and John McDufford. They're going up against BJC and Pillsbury Throwboy. And I'm going to say Pillsbury Throwboy is Randall. Ain't that Randall down there on the end on the right-hand side? Yeah, that's Randall. So Randall is a Pillsbury throw boy. And BJC is Josh. Zach Donahue. Oh, it's been so peaceful here tonight. I tell you what, I have enjoyed it. I was about not to come tonight and do the broadcast, but I called and talked to Mickey to let him know I wasn't going to be coming, and then I don't know, I just couldn't turn Mickey down. He said he was going to miss me and he'd like to, have me to come down, so I come on down, and I appreciate Mickey Cook. I really do. He is a good friend of mine and a good person all around together. John McDufford off with his first bag, and it's off to the right. It's setting in Donahue's lane. Donahue pushes it up just a little bit further and goes in. Dufford goes in with his next bag. Then Oh, and Donahue takes all three of those bags in the hole. What a beautiful shot. Oh, and John goes off to the right. Now Donahue's last bag is in for a 12, and John's on for a 10. So it was 12 on 10, giving BJC and Pillsbury Throw Boy 2. Here goes the Pillsbury Throw Boy. He goes up the middle. He's setting in Jeffrey Potts' lane. Jeff does go around the bag, but ends up going a little bit further to the left than he wanted to past the hole. Oh, he goes up. He pushes Pillsbury Throw Boy up and goes in with his next bag. Pillsbury Throw Boy sets up. Now his partner's telling him to go to the left, and he ends up going down and does a whoopsie. Jeffrey Pott makes it a 6 on 3, taking 3 points, getting 3 points in that round. So now it's going to be 3-2, favor Jeff Plott and John McDufford. All right, so here goes John McDufford, his first bag. First bag is off to the right, setting in Donahue's lane. Donahue goes up and goes to the left and sets up in the hole. That bag's going to fall. John McDufford takes it in with his bag. Then Donahue sets the bag up in front of the hole. Oh, and John McDufford goes around that bag and goes in, takes it in. Now Donahue tries to pull that bag a little bit closer to the hole and ends up, he goes in the hole. John McDufford in for a 12. Donahue's up, and he didn't pull the bag in, but he went in for a 10. So making it a 10 on 12. All right, Jeff Plott has first bag. His first bag is up, and it's setting in the hole with a level 1. Pillsbury Throw Boy, he goes up, and he pushes Jeff's bag in, and then goes up with his second bag. Jeff goes around his bag and sets in the hole. Now Pillsbury Throw Boy, he's got 3 bags on. Jeffrey takes 1 bag in for a 7 on 5 right now. Pillsbury Throw Boy goes up, and it's a 6 on 7. He give up 1 point. My brother. How you doing tonight, Keith? All right, here we go. John McDufford has first bag. John goes up and he goes in. Donahue sets up in front of the hole with a level 1 block, but it's in his lane. John sets up behind Donahue's bag, just perfect. Donahue goes up, pushes that bag a little bit closer to the hole. Now John has to decide here how to do this. What's he want to do? So John goes up, he hits that bag hard, knocks that bag, his own bag in, and sits up against Donahue's bag, kindly bullying it over just a little bit. Donahue goes up for an airmail and misses. John goes up hard and he drags one bag in of Donahue's, almost dragging his bag also. Donahue goes up, takes them all in for a 9 on 12, and Jeffrey Plott and John McDufford take a 7-point lead right here. But remind you again, it's not over till you score that 21st point. So here we go with Jeff Plott. His first bag is in. Pillsbury throw boy throws short. He's got a level 2 block sitting just to the left of the hole, left of the center. Jeff goes up, bullies Pillsbury's bag over to the left, then Pillsbury pushes Jeff's bag in. Jeff goes past Pillsbury Doughboy. He goes down, throwing low, trying to push that bag on in. Jeff goes up and he goes to the right for a 10. It's 10 on 2 right now. Oh, and Pillsbury Doughboy knocks Jeff Plott's bag in for a 12, leaving 2 bags of his on the board, giving up 10 points. Its score is going to be 19-2 now. So here we go. John McDufford has first bag. John's first bag is off to the right, but it's hanging in the hole. That bag is playable. Now, it started to fall when Donahue's bag hit the board, but it stopped. And John knocks Donahue's bag in. They all three went in on Donahue's second bag. Oh, and John's in with his third bag. Donahue's in with his third. It's 9 on 9. Oh, and John throws a bag just a little bit short. Donahue goes up the middle trying to push John's bag out of the way and go in the hole, but ends up falling a little short, making it a 10-10 wash. Score still 19-2, favored Jeffrey Plott and John McDufford. Jeffrey Plott's first bag is up. It's off to the left. It's setting in Pillsbury's lane. Oh, when he goes up, he pushes that bag a little bit closer, but his bag goes off to the left just a little bit. Pillsbury's up beside it. Oh, and he pushes his own bag in, holding Pillsbury throw boy's bag on the board. Now, Jeff has got to make a decision here. What's he want? Oh, he tries to go up and do a short airmail and ends up going off the back of the board. Now, let's see what Pillsbury throw boy is going to do here. Oh, he goes up with a push, making it 6 on 5, and gets a point. So now the score is 3-19. So now we got Donahue, who is BJC. That's his name, BJC. What they call themselves here on Scoreholio. His first bag, he's got a level 2 block, a diamond block. Now the bag's sitting. John throws his first bag off to the side. Donahue knocks that bag in and goes off of the board, giving John the opportunity here to score 2 points. Donahue's in with his third bag. John's in with his third bag. Donahue's in with his fourth bag, making himself 9. Oh, and John's in, so John only give up 1 point, making it a 9 on 8. So here we got Pillsbury throw boy. He's making the first throw. Scored 19-4 right now. Pillsbury throw boy's off to the left. It's outside of his lane. Jeffrey Plott throws back, goes to the back of the board. Pillsbury Doughboys throw boys in. Jeff Plott's in with his second bag. They both have a bag in, one on the board. Pillsbury in with his next bag. Plott in with his next bag. Pillsbury off to the right. And Jeffrey Plott's bag falls off the board, giving up two more points actually, making it 5-19 now. Are these boys going to let these boys come back? Let's see, folks. Let's see what's going to happen here. Donahue falls short just a little bit. It's in his lane. That bag's still in play. John McDufford stepping out, though. He goes up. He goes behind Donahue's bag, bullying Donahue's bag just a little bit to the right, making it harder for Donahue to grab a hold of this bag. Now here's John. Donahue throws his next bag in for a level 1 block. Oh, and John McDufford drags the 2 bags in. Donahue's in with his third bag. Here goes McDufford. He falls a little bit short, but that bag's in his lane and it's still playable. Donahue goes in. Now he pushes John's bag just a little bit to the left. Oh, and John goes in, making it 8 on 10, giving up 2 points. Now the score's 7-19. Now the Pillsbury Doughboy, he don't have no chance unless he makes his bags. He cannot make no mistakes. Oh, and he makes a mistake. He goes to the right of the board. Jeff Plott goes in with his first bag. Pillsbury goes up. He's got a level 1 block sitting in Jeff's lane. Jeff takes it in with his bag. Pillsbury goes up with his next bag. Jeff goes in with his third bag. So it's 9 on 7. Now it's 9 on 10. Oh, he went in, making it 12 on 10, getting those 2 points, those final 2 points that they needed. So now we'll see who's up next. Ooh-wee. Ooh. All right, we got Kevin B and we got Eddie K. They are facing Jeff Plott and John McDufford. All right, I think they're ready to start. So we got Eddie throwing first against Jeff Plott. His first bag goes off to the right in Plott's lane, but Plott's able to get around it and go in. He's got 2 bags in. Plott's in with 3 bags. Eddie's in with third bag. Plott's off of the back of the board with his 4th bag, making it a 10 on 9. Also, this is the start of it right here. They're starting him and see, we got Kevin starting against John McDufford. John McDufford's first bag's off to the right. It's still on the board. It's still gonna score, but it's out of play. Then he's in with his next bag. Kevin was in with his first bag. Kevin goes off to the back of the board just a little bit to the back. Now his bag's hanging in. Now he goes up and he pushes that bag up against his other bag. John goes up and rolls over the top of them, knocking both of them in the hole. And it's a 12 on 8 right now, so giving up 4 points. So now the score is 4-0. So here we go. We got Eddie throwing against Jeff. Eddie's first bag is in. Jeff's first bag, he sets that bag up for a level 1 block. Eddie goes low and goes too low and does a whoopsie. Jeff goes up and off to the right. Eddie sets up behind Jeff's 2 bags. Now Jeff goes up with a hard push. He pushes his bag closer in the hole. It's a little bit deeper. Eddie hits the board and Jeff's bag falls. Jeff goes up, rolls over his bag, and I think it's an 8. No, it's an 8 on 5. So now the score's 3-7. Three to 4. Okay. That's the score. Keith and Eddie still in the lead, but John and Jeff have control of the boards. John's first bag is in the hole. Kevin sets up in front of the hole for a level 1 block. John goes up, trying to go around that bag, ends up going to the right just a little bit. And then Kevin throws a bag and goes around the bag. John drags both of the bags in. Kevin goes off to the right just a little bit, but that bag's in play. John goes up against Eddie's bag. And Kevin tries a roll bag and ends up going around the hole and making it an 8-8 wash. So Jeff's first bag is up, and that's a level 4 block. Then he goes up, he drags Eddie's bag in. Eddie goes up and goes off to the right. It's over on Jeff's side, out of range of play. Now he could possibly drag this bag in with an airmail, but he goes up just trying to put the bag in the hole, making it an 8 on 10. And now the score is 5-4, and we have a lead change. Now John McDufford, they have control of the board right now. He has first bag. John's first bag is off to the right. It's out of play. Kevin's bag's off to the right, but it's in his lane. McDufford pushes up against Kevin's bag, pushing it out of play. Kevin goes up, sits up beside of John's bag. Now John can push this bag out of play too if he gets the right throw and angle on it. Oh, and he does a beautiful shot. He sets his bag, 2 of his bags are sitting in front of the hole with Kevin's bag over to the left. Now he can continue on. Kevin pushes both of his bags off, puts one of John's bag in. Now John can go in. He can drag this bag. It's in. Oh, and he does. He drags it for a 10. Kevin just needs to make this bag in the hole, and he does, making it a 10 on 4, giving up 6 points, making the score 11-4 now. So here goes Jeff Plott. He has first bag. Jeff's up with a level 1 block, and he's setting in Eddie's lane. Eddie goes up for an airmail and misses. Plott steps out just a little bit. He goes off the back of the board. Eddie goes up, sets up behind Plott's bag. Plott goes up and goes around Eddie's bag and goes in. He's setting in Eddie's lane with his other bag. Eddie pushes those 2 bags up the board and closer to the hole. Plott goes up and he pushes one of Eddie's bags back and goes to the back. Eddie drags 2 bags in with him, making it a 10 on, no, it's a 7 on 7 wash. And the score remains 4-11, favored Jeff Plott and John McDufford. John has first bag. So here we go. John's first bag's off to the right, to the corner of the board. Kevin's bag is back to the left it's back to the back. John drags it in with his bag. Kevin goes in with his second bag. John goes back off to the right on the corner there. Kevin goes in with his third bag. John goes up and he's off to the right again. 9 on 6. Excuse me. So now we got Eddie with first bag. Eddie's first bag's off to the right, to the corner on Jeff's side. Jeff goes up and goes in. Eddie goes in with his next bag. Jeff goes in with his second bag. Eddie's up and he's got a level 1 block. Jeff goes up with a replacement bag, pushing Eddie's bag in. Eddie goes off to the left, and Jeff goes in for a 12. It's a 12 on 7, giving them 5 points, making it 16-7 now. So here we go. John McDuffert has first bag. They still have board control. John's up and he's in with his first bag. Kevin's off to the right, but that's in Kevin's lane. He can pull that bag up a little bit closer. John hits it, spins it around straight, and goes in the hole. Kevin's trying to pull that bag around just a little bit at a time. John goes up and he pushes Kevin's bag in. His bag's on the slick side, sitting there in the hole. Now here's John's last bag. John can drag this bag in. Oh, and he does. He drags them both in for a 12. Kevin goes in for a 10, making it 18-7 now. So here we go. Jeff has first bag. They still have control of the board. All right, Jeff goes up. It's got a level 1 block. He's sitting in front of the hole. Eddie drags it in and goes in with it. Jeff goes in with his second bag. Eddie's in with his second bag. Jeff's up. He's on the left-hand side of the board in Eddie's lane. Eddie takes it in with his next bag. Jeff goes up. He's off to the left again. Now Eddie goes up and he just sets the bag. He was trying to go around that bag, but he throwed it just a little bit too easy and ended up stopping short behind Jeff's bag, making it a 10-10 wash. All right, here we go. John's first bag. John's first bag is set up for a level 1 block. Kevin goes to the right just a little bit. That bag's not out of play yet. John goes in, dragging his other bag. Kevin goes up and hits his bag, kindly bullying it over to the right. John goes up and makes bag goes off of the board. So right now it's 6 on 7 favor. Oh, it's 8 on 7. They got 1 point out of it. Puts them in the lead for the lead board. Well, the first shot on the board, but the score's 8-18 favor Jeff and John McDuffert. Now here goes Eddie with his first bag. He sets it up for level 2 block outside of the blue. Jeff goes up, pushes that bag just a little bit closer. Eddie goes up. He gets straight behind both bags. Jeff goes up and goes around it, catching his other bag and pushes it a little bit closer to the hole. Now they're getting some bags built up around that hole right now. Now Jeff goes up. He's behind Eddie's bag, but now Eddie has 2 bags that's in line with the hole, but Jeff's got his bag sitting there beside of Eddie's bag. Now, if Eddie hits this bag too hard, he goes up with a hard push and ends up just setting the bags. His bag is still sitting in the hole. Jeff goes up lightly making it a 4-on-6. I think it was 4-on-6. Or no, it was 4-on-4. It was a total wash. Score still remains 8-18. Now Kevin, he throwed his first bag and it's a little bit short. He's got a level 3 block sitting there. John goes up. He goes past Kevin's bag and he's sitting with a level 1 block sitting in the hole. Now Kevin goes up. He puts a bag on top of a bag. John goes up. He bullies Kevin's bags over to the left, right, to the right a little bit. And Kevin goes up and he tries to set up behind John's bag, but ends up going to the left and leaving a spot. Oh, and John drags all 3 of those bags in the hole. So it's 9-on-3 right now. Oh, just put it on the board, put it on the board, put it on the board. So that's it. All right, folks, I'll be right back in just a second. I've got to walk. Sorry about that, folks. I had the speaker turned off. This is the second round. This is round number 3, actually. John's up, and he's off to the right with that first bag. Dang I Suck is in. John's next bag is to the left, but it's sitting in the hole. Dang pulls it in just a little bit deeper. John's up. He has another bag sitting on the right-hand side of the board. It's sitting in the hole. Dang Brink takes that bag in with him. John goes up. He touches that bag, but it didn't move it enough to fall. So now it's up to Dang to make it fall or leave it. And Dang tries to leave it, goes on the slick side and goes off the back of the board. And I think it's a 9-on-7, giving Dang and Ben 2 more points, making the score 8-3 now. Ben's first bag is in. Jeff throws, and that bag scoots over to the right just a little bit, but it's at the very bottom of the board for a level 3 block. He goes up, he hits that bag just a little bit and scoots over to the left, but it stays on the board. Ben's off with his second bag. Jeff goes up. Oh, and John McDufford has first bag. His first bag is in. Dang's first bag is to the back of the board. It's still on the board, but it's at the back side. John goes up. His bag's to the left, but it's hanging in the hole. It's in the blue zone. Dang just about drug it in with that second bag of his. John goes up and drags it in with his next bag, making it a 9-on-7 right now. 9-on-4. Dang goes off to the left just a little bit. Now this is John's time right here. He could score 4. He goes in for a 12. Now Dang has to have this bag in, and he does. He makes it, so it's 12-on-8, giving them 4 points, and now the score's 8-8. Jeff Plott has first bag. The first bag's a little bit short, but it's in his lane. Ben goes in with his first bag. Jeff tries to throw that bag a little bit low, and he does a whoopsie. Ben goes up, sits up beside of Jeff's first bag. Jeff goes up, and he drags Ben's bag in and his bag. Ben goes up, pushing Jeff's bag a little bit further back. Now, Ben goes in. It's a 10-on-5, giving them 5 points. So now it's going to be 13. 13-8. So we have Dang Bang. He's throwing first. His first bag's off to the right. It's still playable, but he's going to have to step out to pull this bag in. So John has an opportunity to bully it over, and he goes to the left just a little bit too far. Bang goes up, and he's sitting in the middle of the board right now, in the middle of the hole. John goes up, pushes Dang Bang's bag to the right, and pushes it up the board just a little bit, almost out of play. Bang goes in with his next bag, but his other bag is pinned down by John's bag. John goes in, pushes Dang Bang's Bang's bag to the back of the board out of play. He goes up and he goes in. John goes up and his bag stops short. He throwed it for the hole and it ended up falling just a little bit short, making it a 10-on-6. And now the score is 17-8 favor Bang and Ben. Ben's off to the right. He's setting in Jeff's lane. Jeff's up. He goes past Ben's bag and goes in. Ben sets up for a level 1 block in front of the hole up against his own bag. Jeff does a go around and goes around them 2 bags. Now Jeff has 3 in and Bang has 2. Jeff goes in with, well, his 3rd bag goes in. Bang goes in with his 4th bag. Jeff goes up and it sits up behind Ben's bag and stops and don't go in, making it a 10-10 wash. Bang sets up a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. John goes up. He pushes that bag just a little bit closer to the hole, but don't go in. Now Bang goes to the right, leaving his bag open for John, and John goes off of the back of the board, goes too far to the left. Here goes Bang. He goes in with, pushes that bag in and goes in with his other bag. John goes in with his last bag. With his 3rd bag. Bang's up and in with his last bag, making it an 8-on-7. Oh, it's 10-on-7. I'm sorry. Giving them 3 points, giving them 20 points. It's 20-8 now. Ben went in with his 1st bag, then his 2nd bag goes off to the left up against Jeff's bag. Ben goes to the left with his next bag. Jeff sets up behind Ben's bag. Now Ben goes up and goes to the right. But Jeff has to be in with that last bag, but he didn't make it, so that's it. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was a 6-6 wash. Here's Dang Bang. He has 1st bag. He goes to the right. That bag's hanging in the hole in the blue zone, but it's gonna take something to bring that bag in. John goes in with his 1st bag. Bang goes up. He sits up beside of that bag. Now John, he goes in. He pushes Bang's bag in, but leaves a level 1 block sitting in the hole. Bang goes up. John's bag falls, and his bag stays up on the board. Now John and him both have a bag sitting on the back side of the board. They both hanging in the hole. Bang goes up and he takes the whole mess and cleans it up. John goes in, making it a 12-12, and we have a social. All right, here we go. Ben has 1st bag. Ben throws it, and it goes in. Jeff's up. He sets up a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole just on the edge of the blue zone. Ben pushes it up just a little bit closer to the hole. Plot goes in, dragging his bag, leaving Ben's bag out. Ben goes up. He knocks that bag in, but he scoots off to the left of the of the hole. Now he's got a bag out of play. It's 9 on 10 right now. Now Jeff has an opportunity here, and he goes in for a 12, making it 10 to 20 now. All right, John's first bag is off to the left. Thing's first bag is in the hole. John's next bag is off to the right, and it's to the back of the board. Bang's next bag is off to the right. John's in with his third bag. Bang's off to the right again. This is John's chance right here. And oh my God, that bag goes to the back of the board. He throwed it just a little bit too hard. Here goes Bang. Let's see what he does. If he can make this bag in. Oh, and it goes off to the left and hangs up on the left-hand side of the board, making it a 6-6 wash. All right, here goes Jeff Plott. He has first bag. His first bag's in the hole. Ben's first bag's in. Jeff sets up a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole to the left and bangs in Ben's lane. Ben throws his next bag over to the right. It's in Jeff's lane. Jeff takes his bag and drags it in. Then Ben sets up a level 1 block and Jeff drags it in the hole. Ben goes in, giving them 2, making it 12 to 20 now. Kobe, who's in the driver's seat? You are? You and who?
Mr. Shane right now.
Oh, okay. So, do what?
I like Shane better. I like Shane better. You really confuse me when you call him Michael.
All right, let's see what we got here. I think they both have a bag off of the board. Oh, and John goes off to the right. Bang goes in with that bag. John's off to the right again with that bag. Bang goes up with the airmail and misses it. It's 9 to 5. So I think we got a game coming up here now. We got Cut God and Shane H playing against Dang I Suck and Ben M. Now, folks, I know it sounds funny. These names sound funny. But these guys do this for a reason, and whatever their reason is, I don't question them. I just try to read the name and what it says. But anyway, here we go. We got Bryant Goodwin, who is the Cut God, and Shane H, who was his partner, throwing against Dang I Suck and Ben M. Now, you know, these guys, for whatever reason, they give these names over. I mean, you know, everywhere you go, they actually give a different name on Scoreholio than what they originally are called. You know, so, but I know Dang, and I know Ben. Well, no, I've just recognized Ben from being up here. But the cut god I know is Bryant Goodwin, and his partner is Michael Shane H. So they're doing their down and backs right now, so we've not got anything going on here. So that gives me an opportunity. I can thank our sponsors once again and appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. I hadn't got it set up for to see any comments. If you've made a comment, you know, we appreciate it and thank you so much. Now, I think they're still doing their down and back. So here's our sponsors: Hartzell's Garage Door and Company, Bust You Up Cornhole, Kelly's Bars and Grills, Bag Junkies, Headlights Are Us, Bridges Corp, Angie's Pressure Washing. Want to thank all of our sponsors tonight for taking their time and their money and help put it into this place to be a sponsor here. We thank them very much. But you can see Mickey has made the changes in this place, and he's done a wonderful job. We want to thank all of those that have helped and worked hard for this. It's Kobe Davis. Want to thank him because he's a good little guy, works for Mickey. He does a lot around here for us. And we appreciate him so much for being here when he's here. And I mean, he always tries to make sure everything's done and everything before he leaves. All right, so here we go. This is going to be it. Later, man. Saying bye to some folks that's taking off. So we have Bryant Goodwin to his first bag. It's off to the left, but it's on the edge. Dang Bang throws that his first bag, and it's off to the left. Also, Bryant throws his next bag up, and it's sitting in front of the hole. He's got a level 1 block. Dang throws up behind it, but it's kindly to the left of it. Brian can catch that bag on the edge. Oh, and he does, and he just about pushes it in. Now, here we go. Let's see what Dang does here with this bag here. He goes up. He sets up behind Bryant's bag. So Bryant and his partner, he's giving him some signals. Oh, and Bryant goes up with a hard push, and its bag stays on the board, but his other bag that he throwed hard goes off the board. Dang just lays it up for a point. And that's a smart play because that gives him opportunity. They have first bag, so they can, you know, present their first bag as the first block. So now here we go. Ben has first bag. Let's see what he does here. Ben's up. He does a level 1 block. It's sitting in the hole. So Shane throws his first bag. It bounces off to the left. Ben's next bag is in the hole. Ben, I think they have a bag in a piece. Shane's next bag is off to the left, and it's set up behind Ben's bag. Ben throws up behind his own bag. Oh, and Shane goes in with that one, making it an 8-on-8 wash. Dang's in with his first bag. Bryant's over to the right in Dang's lane. Dang drags it bag slowly past Bryant's bag and goes in. Bryant goes off to the left and goes off the board. Dang goes off to the left and his bag is still on the board. Bryant goes up, pushing Dang's bag back just back a little bit, but his bag is out of play also. Here's Dang's opportunity to score. He goes up, landing hard against Bryant's bag and going in. Bryant goes up. He tries to drag out of the bag. He barely he hits it and he moves it, but it don't fall. So he didn't get enough of it to really bring it on into the hole. So he give up points. So the score now is 6-0. All right. Ben's first bag is he's got a level 2 block sitting there on the board. Shane throws beside of it and goes up with his own block. Now they have a side-by-side block. All right. Ben tries to drag his bag up, but ends up. He pushed Shane's bag a little bit closer. Then Shane pushes Ben's bag a little bit closer. Now Ben goes up. He knocks his bag in. Now this could give Shane an opportunity. It's kind of a wall there between the two bags. Oh, and Shane, he just drags 3 bags in the hole and just goes in with 3 bags. Then Ben throws his last bag to the left. Shane goes up and he throws his bag lightly. He just sets it on the board, making it an 8-8 wash. So here we go. Dang's first bag is off to the right just a little bit. Now here we go with Bryant Goodwin. Let's see where he goes with this bag. All right, he hits Dang's bag and goes in, which is fine. Dang goes up. He's got a level 1 block sitting in front of the hole. Bryant tries to go around it, but ends up sliding up against Dang Vane's bag. Now, Bryant can actually drag this bag in. Dang Vane knocks his bag in and goes over to the left of the board. Now, Bryant goes up. He's trying to grab that bag. He grabbed it just a little bit. He barely did touch it, but that bag is playable. Dang Vane goes in with his next bag. Oh, and Bryant tries to go in with his last bag to get points and ends up staying up on the board, and the score still 6-0. All right, Ben's first bag is in. Shane's first bag is in. Ben sets up with a level 3 block in the middle of the board, but it's in his lane. Shane goes up and cuts the bag in on his side. Oh, and Ben goes up, pushes his bag a little closer toward the front of the hole, but ends up falling short. Shane goes up, pushes Ben's bag around just a little bit. Now Vane's telling him to go up. He goes up for an airmail and hits it. So right now it's 7-8. Shane goes up, pushes up against his bag on the back side, and it's an 8-8 wash. So here we go. We got Bryant throwing back down. Dang's bag is sitting in the middle of the board in front of the hole. It's got a level 1 block. He goes up. He drags it closer. He's got 2 bags sitting there in the hole. Bryant goes up and goes off to the right again. Vang's bag falls in. Vang goes up. He pushes up against Bryant's bag to the right. Now, Bryant has opportunity, but he's not going to get away with that front bag. That front bag's falling. But he does a replacement, leaving his bag hanging in the hole also. Now, if Dang wants to try to go around his bag and go in, he goes in with that bag, making it a 10 on 5 right now. Oh, and Bryant goes up, making it a 10 on 6, giving up 4 points. The score's 10-0 right now. So here we go. Ben has first bag. Ben throws his first bag and it goes in. Shane's first bag is off to the right. It's hanging on the back side. It's hanging, but it's too far out of play to try to do anything with. Then Ben throws his next bag up. Ben throws the bag hard and goes off the board, but he takes his bag, knocks his bag in the hole, and Shane knocks his bag in. So Ben goes up, and that bag falls in for a 9. Shane goes up for a 8, only giving up 1 point, making the score 11-0 right now in favor of Dang Vang and Ben M. Here's Dang Bang Bang. He's first. He has first bag. It's in the hole. Bright Goodman is off to the right to the corner of the board. Dang Bang's in with his second bag. Bright Goodman's in with his second bag. Dang's in with his third bag. Bryant's off to the left just a little bit. It's playable. It's grabbable. Dang Vane's in for a 12. Bryant's in for a 8, making it 12 on 8, giving up 4 more points, making the score now 15-0.
So they have to be double dip?
Yeah, Bryant and his partner. All right, here goes Ben, his first bag. His first bag's off to the left. It's outside of the blue zone. Shane throws his first bag. It's off to the right. Ben's up the middle with his next bag. Shane's up his bag drifted to the right. Ben's got a bag drifted to the right behind Shane's bag. Now Shane goes up and he throws the next bag beside of his other bag. Now he's got to be in. It's 6 on 8, giving up 2 more points, making the score 17-0. Now, I think they got to double dip Bryant.
You done left already?
I think they got to double dip Bryant and Shane. Vang's off the back of the board with his first bag. Bryant's up. He's in Vang's lane. He's on the right-hand side. That bag's not a play. Vang drags it just a little bit closer to the hole, but goes to the left of it, setting his bag up for a block. Bryant Goodwin pushes everything up the board. Now, this is going to be an opportunity for Vang here if he can set that bag up right. Now, Bryant Goodwin, if he can take all of these bags in. Oh, by George, he hits too much of the bag on the right-hand side. Now, Vang goes up, and he just lays his bag up for a block. Now, Bryant has to make a decision here. What's he want? Oh. And he goes up, making it a 4-4 wash. So now we got Ben and Shane throwing back down. All right. Ben throws the first bag. He sets it up in front of the hole right in the middle. Shane does a wonderful job with a replacement bag. I mean, with his own bag and sets it up behind it. And then Ben pushes them both in and goes to the left. And then Shane goes to the left himself. Then Ben goes up behind Shane's bag and it's sitting there kind of crooked to the left there. Yeah. Ben's bag's in the center of the hole. Ben throws up for a 6. Shane tries to go up and go around it and go in with a roll bag cut, but ends up staying up on the board. So another 6-6 wash we have. So here we go. Dang Bane's off to the left just a little bit. Now Bryant can push this bag further to the left out of play. And he does. He goes up. He sets up beside of it. Now Dane Vane has to stay to the right. Dane goes up the middle himself behind Bryant Goodwin's bag. Bryant goes up with a cut shot. And it goes in. He made his cut shot. Dane Vane goes up for an airmail and hits Bryant's bag, knocking it in. Now Bryant has an opportunity here to score big time. Oh, he throws it just a little bit too hard and it rolls to the back of the board. But it's still on the board. It's still. Oh, and Vane throws two bags, throws his bag, knocks the bag off. So right now it's 7-on-2. Oh, and Bryant tries to go around and ends up going off the back of the board, but it's 7-on-2, giving them 5 points. So now it's 5-17. Bryant Goodwin and his partner's trying to come back. Shane throws his first bag off and does a whoopsie. Ben throws his first bag. It's over on the right-hand side in Shane's lane. Shane sets up behind that bag. Ben goes up and goes to the left and goes in. Shane goes up, he goes to the left, and that bag's hanging in the hole. Ben goes up, pushes up against Shane's bag. Now Shane can go up for a short airmail and possibly, oh, and he hits that bag and drags the other bag in. Yeah, making it a 7-on-6. What a bag. John, what happened to y'all?
Well, we still did good. We beat two good teams.
Yeah.
I turned 81 yesterday.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Happy birthday. It's John McDufford's birthday yesterday. Turned 81 years old. Now, folks, we got an 81-year-old man down here throwing. Now, tell me you guys can't come down and play with us. Come on. Come on, give us a break. This ain't a nursing home. It's a cornhole tournament. Come on down. Have some fun. I mean, you know, if John McDufford enjoys it enough to come just about every week, he comes down here 3 times a week, at least 2. Then he goes to the Axel in Lexington and plays, and I go up there and play on Tuesday nights myself. But listen, folks, us old folks, I'm 68. I love it. I love it. Bless your heart, John McDufford. I tell you what, you look like you in pretty good shape to be 81 years old. Come down here and throw cornhole like you do. You do good. I'm proud of you, man. This. Grab you a seat, John. Pull it up over here and watch this a little bit. Oh, come on back, come on. Oh my. Let's see what Mr. Vane's gonna do here. He's going up for an airmail. Oh no! He knocks that bag in. And his other bag goes to the back of the board and stops, and he only gets 2 instead of 4. Makes it 19-6 right now. But now, mind you, they got to beat Bryant and Shane a second game. So they have to be double dipped. Ben's first bag is in. Shane's bag is off to the right, but it's in. It's playable. He can still get that bag. Ben's second bag is in. Shane drags that first bag in just a little bit. Ben goes off the back of the board with his third bag. Shane goes in with his third. Ben goes up and he's off the back of the board again. Shane goes up and goes in, making it a 10-8, getting 2 points. Now the score is 8-19. So here's Bryant Goodwin. He has first bag. His first bag is up. It's setting to the left. It's a level 1 block. It's setting in his lane. It's still playable. Dang Bang goes off to the right. He's trying to do a drip bag. The bag stops, but it's still setting in the hole. There's no way that that bag's not going to fall. Bryant tries to drag that bag with a drip shot, another drip shot, and he ends up going to the left just a little bit. Now his bag could possibly be out of play. Now Bryant could push this bag hard enough. Oh, and he goes off to the right beside a Dang Bang's bag, and he leaves Dang Bang. And Dang Bang goes off of the board. Now Bryant Goodwin can go in with a bag and take a bag with him and leaving Dang Bang's bag on the board and gaining a couple of points here. And he does. What a shot. So right now it's 8-4. Oh, and Bang goes up and he leaves that bag sitting on the board, giving up 1 point. So now the score is going to be 9-19. Now they can come back. Listen, it's not over till the 20 till you get 21. Now Shane's off to the right. He's still in the blue zone, but that bag is in his lane. He'll have to step out to pull this bag. Now I've seen Jacob and Jackson Gore. Now he throws that bag and does a whoopsie off and sidelines it. And then Ben gives it back to him. Ben throws a bag off to the left as a self. Then Shane goes up. Now he's blocking the hole on on Ben. Oh, he takes 2 bags in, making it a 7. Now all Ben's got to do is go in, and it makes a 7-7 wash. So the score still remains 9-19. They still 11 points down. No, 10 points down. I'm sorry. So here we go. We got Bryant Goodwin. He's throwing first, and his first bag's off to the right, but it's still playable. Dang Bang throws to the right, but right beside of Bryant's bag. Bryant goes up. He throws that one to the left. Now he'll have to step out to pull this bag in. Let's see what Dang Bang does. He goes up the middle and he goes in off of his own bag. He bumps his own bag just a little bit. Bryant Goodwin stepping out. Oh, he goes up. He hits him hard, but he's trying to drag that bag on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, rather. So let's see. This is his last chance right here. This could be it. Could be over. Oh, and he sidelines that bag off of the back of the board, off the side of the board, and ends up being taken down. So here we go for a second game. So they're getting ready to do their second game. They're taking a little small break there. So, John, how's everything been going for you? All right, sorry about that. We took a little bit of break. Right now, the score's 8-0, favor Bryant Goodwin and Michael Shane. Oh, Shane just took two bags in. He's got one bag on the board and still got a bag in his hand. Ben's got a bag off and one in. Shane goes up. He sets up in front of the hole now. He's sitting in front of the hole. Ben goes up, giving up 3 points. Are you leaving, John?
No, I'm just going up here and talk to Jennifer.
Okay, yeah. Bryant Goodwin's off to the right, to the corner of the board.
Hey, Brian, big point with yourself and then do this. Huh? Point to yourself and do that. Like what it says. Means get pumped up. Like that.
Bangs off to the right. But Goodwin's in with his second bag. Dang's in with his. Goodwin's in with his third bag. Dang's off to the right again with his third bag. Goodwin's in with his fourth bag, making it a 10. Dang goes up. He hits the board. He hits the bag, but he didn't take it with him, making it a 10 on 8, giving up 2 more points. Scores 13-0. Now, Bryant and Shane have come back on Dang Bang and Ben. And this round here, this second round, this is the double dip right here. This is it. Whoever wins this takes home the big money. So with each one of them's got a bag in the hole, but I think Ben's got a bag sitting back to the left, and he throws another bag for a level 2 block against Shane. Now let's see what Shane's gonna do here. Oh, what an airmail shot that kid made. Good shot, beautiful shot. So Dang's telling Ben Ben throws it in, he goes in, it's a 10-10 wash. Oh no. Oh my, 17-0 now. It did. Brian and them did get some points. Oh, Bryant's off to the right, but it's in Dang Bang's lane. Dang Bang goes up and around it and goes in. Now Bryant Goodwin, he goes up. He throws it lightly and goes up. And it's sitting there on the right-hand side. Dang Bang goes up. He hits Bryant's bag, bouncing over to the center of the hole right now. Oh, and Bryant Goodwin tries a hard push and ends up knocking Dang Bang's bag in and going off the board himself. Bang throws another bag. Let's see what Bryant does. Here goes the cut god. Oh, and what a shot. He knocks 2 bags in, and his bag stays on the board. So that's beautiful. What a beautiful shot. Oh, and Bang drags him in. It's a 7 on 12. Now it makes the score 5-17. Bryant Goodwin and Michael Shane are in the lead. So here we go. She get you set up?
No, she's telling me how to do it.
Oh, okay. All right, Ben's in with his first bag. Shane's up and in with his first bag. Ben's in with his second bag. Shane's over in Ben's lane to the right. Now Ben can push this bag. Oh, he hits it and drags it further up the board, taking it out of play. Shane goes up. He goes in. Right now it's 7-7. Ben goes up and goes in. Now here's Shane. Shane goes up and goes to the left and pushes up against Ben's bag and sticks up on the board, and he had 2 bags up. So it made the score 10-8, giving up 2 more points. So now Sing Bang, Dang Bang, and Ben are 10 points behind, and Dang's first bag is in. Bryant's first bag's off to the right, but it's sitting in Dang Bang's lane. Dang Bang throws to the right and sits up behind Bryant's bag. Now, Bryant's off to the right again. That bag of his keeps going to the right every time. Dang's off to the left. Now they got a mess around this hole. They got bags they can't get to. Now Bryant's in with that bag. Dang Bang's in with his last bag. Bryant, he throws it just a little bit too hard. It goes off the to the back of the hole, making it 6-on-8, giving up 2 more points. So now the score's 9-17. Now they're only 8 points down now, so they can still come back and win this game, but they gonna have to work for it because Bryant and Shane are not gonna just let them have it. Ben's first bag's off to the right. He's got a level 2 block setting in Shane's lane. Shane goes up, sets up behind Ben's bag, and that's a beautiful shot. So Ben's still staying beside of the board. He goes up. His bag goes off to the left, and it's still on the board, but it's out of play. Shane goes up for an airmail and goes off the back of the board. Ben goes up, makes a hard push, takes a bag off with a bag. Oh, and Shane goes off to the right and skids a bag off the side of the board. Ben throws up and just sets it up behind the bags that's already on the board. Oh, and Shane goes up for an airmail and misses it, making it 2-on-1, giving up 1 point. So now we got Bryant Goodwin and Shane Dang Bang. Dang's first bag is in. Bryant's first bag is off to the right. Dang Bang sets a bag up in center of the board, on center hole. Bryant Goodwin pushes up against it to block it. Dang Bang goes up. He sets up behind it also, but it's to the left. He can catch the corner of that bag and push it on in. Now let's see what Bryant's going to do here. Oh my goodness, Bryant throws a beautiful bag and drags 2 bags in with 1. And that was a beautiful shot. Now Dang goes up and goes around the bags and goes in. Bryant goes up, trying to go past that bag that was sitting there in front of the hole. Ends up giving up 2 points. So now the score is going to be 12-17. Come on, guys. So here we go. Ben's first bag is off to the right. It's still playable. It's still sitting in Shane's lane, so that bag's still playable. It's hanging over in the hole. Now Shane throws his bag up and against it, so this might be an opportunity for them to leave that bag. Now Ben throws up real light. He sets that bag right behind Shane's bag. Shane throws and goes trying to do a go behind, but ends up going to the left of Ben's bag. Now Ben goes up. He throws that bag off to the right just a little bit. It's hanging on the edge. Now him and Bryant taking a timeout. So here we go. Oh my, Michael Shane is off to the left. He has 1 bag left. Now let's see what Ben's going to do. Ben goes up and he just sets up behind Shane's bags. Now let's see what Shane's going to do here. Oh, and he throws that bag off to the left. So now the score is going to be 14-17. So they coming back. So Bryant and them, as they have not been responsive, to any points since they gained 17 at the beginning. Now, Dang Bang is in with his first bag. Bryant's in with his first bag. Dang Bang's off to the left. He's setting up in Bryant Goodwin's lane. Bryant Goodwin pushes it up just a little bit and to the left and goes in. Dang Bang sets another bag up in front of the board with it's a level 2 block. Bryant goes up, sits behind Dang Bang's bag. Now Bryant's already got a bag in, so Dang Bang has to do something here. This is his third bag. Oh, he tries an airmail and ends up going to the right. It stayed on the board. And if Bryant can put this bag in, if Bryant Goodwin makes this airmail shot, the game is over and they have won the championship game. Oh, and he knocks one of Dang Bang's bags in and goes off the back of the board, making it 7-8, giving up 1 point. So here we go, 15-17. 15-17. So here we go. Ben and Dang have control of the boards right now. They have first bag. Ben's first bag is in. Shane's first bag is up. He's got a level 2 block sitting down on the hole, but it's in his lane. Ben goes up, tries to go around it to by the left and ends up going just a little bit too far left. Shane pushes that bag up, goes in with his other bag. All right. Oh, and then Ben is off with that bag off the side of the board. Now here's Shane's opportunity to take him out. Oh, and he pushes that bag in, but he almost goes off of the board. It's to the back of the board. Ben goes up. It goes in for a 7. Shane goes up and goes in for a 10. So now the score is going to be 20 to 15. Dang Bang cannot afford to make any mistakes here. Bryant's first bag is in. Dang Bang is in. Bryant's second bag is in. Dang Bang is in. Oh, and Bryant's to the back off the wrist on the right hand side of the board to the back of it. Oh, and Dang Bang goes in. Now Bryant just needs to make this bag. He can afford to give up. Oh, and that bag goes off. He could not afford to give up that many points. If Dang Bang goes in, it's 5-12. 7-12 or 12-7. If he can knock Bryant Goodwin's bag off and go in. Oh, and he goes in, making it 20 to 20. Nobody can make a mistake. No pressure, Shane. No pressure. Come on. Oh, and Ben goes off to the left just a little bit. That bag's out of play. Shane goes up and goes in. Ben goes off to the left again on the left-hand side. Shane's in with his second bag. Bends off to the right, but it's hanging in the hole. It is playable. This bag can fall. Oh, and Shane goes off to the left just a little bit. Oh! Come on now. All Shane has to do is put this bag in the hole. If he puts this bag in the hole, it's over. Oh! And he puts it in there. What a shot. Good shot. Good shot. Yeah. Now go in the bathroom. Go in the bathroom. Tell him to go in the bathroom, clean himself up. Yeah. What a game. Very exciting. Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. Want to again thank our sponsors here tonight. Hartsville's Garage Doors and Company. Bust You Up Cornhole, Kelly's Bars and Grills, Bag Junkies, Headlights Are Us, Bridges Corp, and Angie's Pressure Washing. Want to thank you so much for sharing, for giving us the opportunity to come inside of your homes on your phone or on your computer. And thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. We hope that you come back and tune in. Hope that we can get bigger and better and get to where we can have some other games like, on the other boards around. But this is our number one board here. This is where we do all of our number one games to everybody. Everybody has a chance to come around and play on these boards right here and be on our live broadcast. If you're a winner, keeps just rotating, and you know how it works. We appreciate all of you guys. We thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Have a good night. Be blessed tomorrow. Don't stay out in the sun too long, and be comfortable at home. Hope all your air conditioners are working, and I hope you're enjoying this cooler weather that we're having in the evenings right now. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you very much.